Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Hangouts with Tim. Today we're going to talk about iOS 8 and 8 of its features. I thought this could be a good follow-on video from yesterday's what we know about the iPhone 4, iPhone 6 even. iPhone 4 is the episode of the show. But yes, so let's start. First off, third-party keyboards are now allowed in iOS 8. That means the different companies who want to make a keyboard for iOS can now do so, which is good, I suppose, because different keyboards bring different capabilities and also different emoticons that I like to use. So that'd be quite cool. It also means that the swipe to type method that's on Android will now be available in iOS 8. Which is good, I reckon, because that for some people, like my brother, he likes to quickly type a message by swiping. So that's a good thing. I used to have an Android phone myself, but mine was a small screen, so it's difficult to use. But depending on how this goes, I might end up using it in the future. A second feature is battery indicator per app. This is going to be quite useful because it will allow you to work out which app of yours is taking up so much memory. And depending on which app it is, per battery even, depending on which app it is, means you can close it down so that that's not taking so much of your battery life away. And as everyone knows, with smartphones these days, the more battery you have, the better it is, because you're lucky to make them last a day. Mine's already in charge, actually, because it didn't actually make it through today at all. That was disappointing. A third feature of iOS 8 is something to do with Safari. Safari will allow you to take photos of your credit card and then that will allow you to enter your credit card details quickly on websites. This will be useful because shopping will be much more quicker, and I personally work in e-commerce, so this is definitely a plus point because I can see more people buying from Safari over than using Chrome, which is my usual web browser on iOS. A fourth feature of iOS 8 is that it'll allow you to, if your battery is about to go on your phone, then you can set up it so a message will be sent to the iCloud, in which, depending if you lost your phone, say you go to iCloud and it says this is where your phone has been. It used to be already on there, but only on 24 hours basis. But now it will be there forever, I guess. So it'll be much more useful in case you lose your phone or someone steals it, and then you can go around the house with the police and say, "Hey, that's my phone. Can you have it back?" Number 5, you can now identify songs through Safari, through Siri itself, and not using Shazam. This is good, I suppose, because you can go, Siri, what is this song? And it'll tell you, similar to how Google now uses it. Me personally, I'm not sure I'm a fan of this. I prefer the Shazam method itself because Siri to me doesn't really work as much as Shazam even works straight away. Also, it's nowhere near on level as Google now, which is my personal voice recognition software, which I like to use on a daily basis. The sixth feature, sixth tongue twister and a half. Sixth feature of iOS 8 is that the weather app has now changed from Yahoo Weather to the Weather Channel. I'm not sure why this is. Maybe a contract has come to an end between Yahoo and Apple, and they want to branch out. I suppose that's a good way. With the Weather Channel, it'll give you more look ahead view, so you can look in say 2 weeks time instead of next 5 days, which could be benefit if you go on holiday. I personally don't use the weather app much in my phone. I generally tend to look outside and I judge by that what type of weather it'd be like. However, if you're in America, say in Florida or Los Angeles, then I suppose this could be helpful. Another feature 7 I thought I'd talk about was iTunes Radio is now in the control center at the bottom of iOS 8. This is very helpful, I suppose. I'm very much a fan of the control center. When that was introduced in iOS 7, I was over the moon because I thought finally you can quickly access your all your different things like airplane mode and so on through the bottom of your phone instead of going into the settings app itself. And to add iTunes Radio was definitely a plus point in the control center because all my music is stored on my phone because I'm a big believer in buying all your own music. So this is going to help me a lot. But for other people who like iTunes Radio, this is also helpful for them because then they can go to iTunes Radio and skip through songs that way as well. So that's a good point. And finally, feature 8, time-lapse photos is now available in iOS 8. This means you can take up to 10 photos and then have a 10-second picture series, kind of like snapshots, where you can hold your one photo for like 10 seconds. This you have a few and then this is what happened at this point, this is what happened at this point, and so on and so forth. Me personally, I'll probably end up using this because it's a good way to take up a massive picture, say like kind of like panoramic view, but not at the same time because different spots at different locations. Say you're on a mountain and you're taking a series of photos. This is what happened. How far up you are, say like halfway up. This is what it looks like halfway, and then at the top, which is quite cool. So yeah, those were 8 features of iOS 8. I'm very much looking forward to iOS 8. I've always been a big fan of the iOS platform. Has been some gripes here and there throughout its many years of using it since iOS 2, I think it started on. Yeah, from the original iPod Touch 2nd generation. So it's great that the iOS is developing rapidly. Probably not on the same scale of Android, however. Thing with Apple is that they don't just add features for the sake of it; they want to perfect it. So this is definitely that's why I'm a firm believer in iOS 8. But Android versus iOS is definitely a episode for another day that can cause some heated debate. So it'll be interesting in the future. But yeah, that was Hangouts with Tim, episode 4. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you later. Ciao. And ciao.